Well, there's been a tremendous amount of talk about the fact that one of the members of the board stepped down yesterday because of quote-unquote conflict of interest. His name is Prem Watsa. You probably know him well. He's known as the Canadian Warren Buffett, but maybe you have a better view on that, Eric, whether or not that's
Prem Watsa
actually
tends
true.
to tangle with people a little more than Warren Buffett does.
Okay, so maybe he's a little bit more acrimonious than Warren Buffett is. But anyway, so the thinking here is, look, from a strategic standpoint, most of the strategics, foreign ones at least, have had a chance to take a look and maybe mull a potential bid. They haven't done so yet. Look, this thing has been going on for years, right? It's no surprise to anyone that BlackBerry is on the block. And if you're a strategic like Lenovo and Microsoft, you've already had your chance to take a look. Why haven't we seen a bid so far, right?
Presumably everybody who's going to kick the tires has done so already.
Exactly. So that leaves this Made in Canada solution. You take a look at Prem Watsa. Maybe he will come out with with forming a group that would involve some Canadian pension plans who have already said they'd be interested in making an investment.
And he's a long-term investor. I mean, that's why people call him the Warren Buffett, because with his company Fairfax Financial, he does take a view that is,
that's right. He was on record.
That requires many years in some cases to play out.
He was on record about a year. You're absolutely right. He was on record about a year ago saying it's going to take some patience to see BlackBerry turn itself around. But what's really at the heart of it,
his patience and everybody else's is being tried at the moment. But
and we were talking about in the newsroom about what's the value here. Well, the true value could come in the form of saving Canadian face, right? That is the value of the company at this point. They want to avoid another Nortel, which was another symbol, a great Canadian champion that ended up in bankruptcy, having to break itself apart. That is clearly not the outcome that management wants here. They want to keep the company together.
They want to keep their jobs.
They want to keep their jobs, of course. And look, if you aggregate all the positions of the Canadian pension plans and perhaps the Canadian banks, some analysts are saying they hold about 17% of the company, and if you roll that in to a new deal, they could potentially be able to pay $15 a share to the rest of the shareholders in a take private.
But ultimately, though, the purpose here is not to wave the flag. They all have fiduciary responsibilities. They would do this because they believe that taking it private and restructuring the company or doing whatever needs to be done is actually going to make them some money.
Right. And look, I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at the value of the company, it's got $3 billion worth of cash. It's got some patents. It also has this QNX technology that basically,
the operating system,
right? Yeah. That the company says is the future of mobile computing. So there is value there. And to your point, we could very well see a turnaround, although it's going to be a very steep uphill battle.